Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're watching me, my name is Margaret, and yes, welcome to this blog. And today we are going to talk about commitment. So when we mention the word commitment, what are your thoughts when it comes to commitment? Sometimes when we talk about commitment, our priorities, okay, we're still talking about relationships, because if you haven't seen the other videos in terms of how to commit to yourself and be in a relationship and how to enjoy being single, today we're talking about commitment. So there are two or different forms of commitments actually, but when we are talking about relationships, we are talking about two main type of commitment: the commitment you have to your partner and the commitment you have to yourself. So let's talk about the commitment you have to yourself first. When it comes to committing, you have to ask yourself, in a relationship, are you committed to yourself or are you committed to your partner? Because at the end of the day, people want commitment. That doesn't mean that they are committed to you, okay? And as I did mention before in the previous video, I did mention that some people want to have a relationship just for the status, okay? And because some people also want to please other people. So this is why we are talking about commitment. And the question is, are you committed to the right reasons or are you committing for the right reasons? That's what I'm saying. You need to commit to yourself first. Think of what you are submitting for, what you are committing to. Whether you decide that living apart in terms of commitment is what works best for you. But some people, when it comes to commitment, they want a lot of freedom. They want you to commit to them, but they don't want to fully commit to you. So that's what I'm saying. You need to think of your commitment first, how you want to commit, and how you communicate that commitment to the person you are in the relationship with. Because if you are just thinking about yourself and wanting the other person to just commit to you, obviously it's not going to work, okay? However, you have to make sure it's a 50-50, or there is some fairness there when it comes to commitment. And commitment can come in different forms, as I'm saying. There's the commitment where you are committed to each other or yourself, and then there is the official one where you are either engaged or married, okay? But some people may be living together and they're not officially committed to each other. So that is a dynamic you also have to consider. So that's what I'm saying. You need to think of the commitment you are making to yourself, because that's important. Because if you can't articulate the type of commitment you want, you're not going to get it right. Because if the other person feels that the relationship is not fair, it's not going to work out, okay? So commitment, it's a big deal, okay? I feel it is best to come to an agreement that this is what I can, commit to you, and this is what I can do for myself, and this is how we're going to have our couple's goals. Because if you don't have that communication at first, I feel the other person may feel, the other person has to give, more than they should, and this doesn't work. So commitment, I have seen it in different forms. Some people want you to commit to them, but they don't feel the need to commit to you because they feel society feels that because they are this or they are this gender, so they don't need to commit, because why should they? But they want you to give them everything a committed partner should give them, but they are not prepared to give you what a committed partner should give to you. So that's what I'm saying. You have to think of the commitment in the two separate ways: the commitment you give to yourself and the commitment you give to the relationship. Okay, and sometimes there's even the third side to it, to the commitment you give to your partner, because it is three. Because on the outside, everything may look perfect. That's the type of commitment you want. That's up to you. And on the other side, when it's the two of you, you know you are committed to yourself or you're committed to each other. But you have to ask yourself, are you in a balanced and a fair, relationship where you feel commitment, how much do you want to commit? Okay. Do you want commitment to be living apart type of commitment? Because that is doable. And some people have a better relationship when they are apart because they don't want to be with each other all the time. That's how it works for them. And some people want to be together all the time. And sometimes it can be a bit too much when you are with your person, your partner all the time. That can bring a lot of, boredom. So you have to ask yourself, what can you do together as a couple? But, I feel we need to consider the commitment first. Okay, what are you committing to? Are you committing to someone who has a lot of baggage? Are you committing to someone who expect you to remove their baggage for them? What type of commitment are you committing to? Okay, or are you committing because society expects you to be in a committed relationship because you are of a certain age, because you are 35 and above, because you are 55 and above, because you are 25 and above? Because there are certain cultures, once you get to 18, that's it. They expect you to be with someone else or be in a relationship, or they want you to, they expect you to be in some form of relationship, committed to something or someone, and not totally committed, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes, your parents may tell you that you are too young for marriage, because that's a serious side of commitment. But I feel that is the official side when it comes to commitment. And I feel that you need to commit to yourself first, know what you want to give, what you are not prepared to give, and how you are going to move forward in terms of committing to someone else, because their demands or expectation may be out of control. Okay, because maybe due to your culture in the country where you live, they may feel you need to give everything and they don't have to give anything. And I think most of the time women tend to do this a lot. Women tend to suffer this a lot and men don't. There are a few men who may, but it's a few. And so you have to ask yourself, is this the type of commitment for me? Is this the right commitment for me? And there may be a relationship where the man is committing a lot and the woman isn't. Okay, maybe she can't be bothered. You have to ask yourself, why isn't this person committed to me? Maybe it is your attitude, maybe it is their attitude, maybe there's something hidden. All I feel comes to communication and boundaries as well. Because if you can't have boundaries, there is likely that the commitment that the commitment arrangement you've made is not going to work. Okay, but in everything, communication is key. Always agree on what you want, what you don't want, how you want things to be done, how you don't want things to be done, how you want to be treated, how you want your person, the amount of commitment you want from them. You want to spend a day together where none of you have gone to work, you are at home, or what do you want? Do you just want them to attend official engagements with you? Is that a commitment you want? All these things, I feel you need to discuss it. It is important, instead of leaving it and hoping for the best. I don't think it is a good thing, because once you don't communicate your true feelings and your true expectations, things starts to get a bit tough. Okay, so I feel like it is important. So let's talk about committing to the other person officially. So committing to the other person officially could involve marriage or could involve being engaged. So in this context, you have to ask yourself, what are the agreements? Some people, when they are getting married, depending on what lifestyle they want, they may want to go into prenup, which is, of course, I am not by any means a solicitor, but I'm just saying that there are people who may want that type of commitment, and for one reason or the other, they want a prenup. So you have to ask yourself, is this the type of commitment that I want? You have to sit down and think about it, whether it's in your best interest or is it a fair prenup, and then you can decide from there where you want to go. And if there isn't anything official like that, and if it's a straightforward marriage, ask yourself, is this the type of commitment that I want? Am I going to get married just because people expect me to be married? Or because you have to understand, once you are in a relationship that is seen as committed, people expect a lot from you as an individual and as a couple. Because when you say we are just dating, people perceive you differently. But once you say you've moved in together, for example, that's the type of commitment. Or you are engaged, or you are married, everything, the dynamics change completely from societal point of view. Okay, people will look at you differently, whether you are the man or the woman. People will look at your relationship differently. They will communicate with you differently. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you need to take the word commitment in a relationship very serious. And even then, I feel the most important thing to do is to come to an understanding, an agreement, in terms of what you want. Okay, because if you just feel, okay, I don't like being on my own, so I want to live with someone, and that's a commitment, when you live with someone doesn't mean they are committed to you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. You need to see it from two different angles, especially when it's just you and the person, because there's the other side where everybody else in your life, his life or her life, are watching. So that's the third side of things. So you have to look at it that commitment in the broader sense brings a lot of attention. It brings a lot of inquisitiveness from people around you. And sometimes, most of the time it's none of their business, but they want to make it their business because society is like this. The society you live in, I don't know anywhere in the world that people don't expect this or don't expect that. I believe that there are people in all walks of life, different cultures. Once they see you dating someone, they expect commitment, you see. And some people may be dating for years and they are still not committed officially. But it could be that as they are dating, they are very committed to each other. So that's what I'm saying. You have to look at commitment and in your own way and the other person's way as a couple. And then there's the societal commitment and what people expect. Okay, but I feel you don't have to let how the public perceive you or society perceive you to affect you, because then you start making a lot of mistakes that you don't need to. Trust me, you don't need that type of commitment, because you have to ask yourself, are you committing to yourself or to other people, and perhaps not even the person you're having the relationship with, and that is not healthy. You need to have worth for yourself. You need to feel you are worthy and enough to have some responsibility, accountability, and also to commit to yourself, your own personal needs, okay? Because if you are, like I said in my other video, if all you think you have to sacrifice yourself for everyone else, and you can't even look after yourself properly, you are still not going to do a good job when you are committed to other people. So I feel that this is, you know, an interesting side of things when it comes to commitment. Not everybody wants to commit to you, okay? And sometimes when people are not married or not living together, it doesn't mean that they are not committed. Some people could be living countries apart, okay, or continents apart, but they are so committed to each other mentally, emotionally, spiritually, on every level. They are very committed, okay, because they know they have a goal as a couple, or they know they have a goal as an individual, and they are trustworthy. So you need to look at commitment in all form. And sometimes you could be committed to people for a very long time, and all they see you is, what a waste. Ask yourself, are you committed to the right person for the right reason, for the right purpose? Okay, because if you are not committed for the right purpose, everything doesn't work, nothing works, everything is going to fall apart. So just because you live with someone or you share a home with someone doesn't mean they are committed to you, and it doesn't mean that you are committed to them either. So you need to be accountable, and you need to be fair with yourself. And I feel these are some of the things people misunderstand, and then the relationship doesn't work, because we have seen that a lot of marriages, which is commitment, are breaking apart because they are not committed. They are just living together and doing what society expects them to do. And so I feel that is why there's a lot of breakups when there shouldn't be, because I feel from the start they didn't commit to the right things that they actually wanted, and they were committed to the wrong things. So if that thing they are committed to is not there, then they don't see the point, okay? Most people are committing a lot of crime to themselves. When it comes to commitment, they are committing a lot of crime to themselves. They are not having values in themselves as an individual. This could be male or female, it doesn't matter. You know, you have to know that this is what you are worth. This is what you are worth. And if the person cannot see your true worth, maybe you are not seeing your worth yourself. And that is why you are committing to anything. I mean, this can happen to anybody, you know. You end up committing to relationship because your family, your friends, or society putting certain pressure on you, and you end up in a very miserable situation. All this, you have to ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? What is the point of the commitment if I can't be happy? You have to benefit from the commitment emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and spiritually. A holistic point of view of commitment. That's what you need. You don't need to do anything for other people, because there's a lot of mental health situations going on, and it's all because people are committed to the wrong things, or they are doing the wrong things because of pressure. And we don't need that anymore. We need to move forward with our lives the way we want to live our lives. If we are a couple, don't say because he or she is gorgeous, or they are this, or they are that, and so looking at how other people are living their life, you want to compare yourself. No, don't compare yourself to people, because comparing yourself to people is very, very bad, because everyone is unique. So the type of commitment you will want is not the same thing the type of commitment I will want, okay? So make sure, okay, that you are committing to yourself, whether you are in a relationship or not. But I'm talking about when you are in a relationship this time, yeah? Make sure you are committed to yourself for the right reason, and you are committed to the person you are with for the right reason. You need to speak out, communicate, and let them know what you want from them from get-go. Because if you don't, and far down the line, things go wrong, they are still going to expect you to allow them to do whatever thing they are doing. Believe me, they will even tell you, why you're not letting me continue to misbehave. Okay, so everything is communication, reflect, and understanding. If you don't come to that agreement, there's no commitment. I can't commit to anybody who is not going to give me what I want from them. If you are not going to give it to me, then I'm happy for us to go our separate ways. That is how I look at things, because life has taught me, if I don't speak out for myself, if I don't clarify what I want from people, you know, there's no point. Because if you are confused, the other person is going to see that you are confused, and they'll take advantage of that. Or some people may influence them to take advantage of you. So you have to be very careful when it comes to commitment, okay? And don't feel pressurized to get married or to move in with someone if you don't want to. And if they don't want to, don't do it. You don't have to force yourself, and they don't have to force you either. Just make sure you are committing for the right reason, the right purpose, and also to make sure that you are happy in any commitment that you are agreeing to. Okay, so I will leave the subject there, and next time we will talk about other subjects. And yes, so I hope this has been insightful for you. I will leave the subject here, and you will see me soon, or I will see you soon.